All right. So today we're going to be talking about the final for semester 1 for game design. You're going to be making this fight stick. It's a Street Fighter arcade fight stick. I am going to pause this real quick. I just didn't want it to be my grade book. Okay, so we're making this. So here is a fight stick straight off of Amazon. Mad Cat Street Fighter 5. This is what you are making. You are not making a generic fight stick. Again, you are, like the bedroom project, working from reference. That is what you'll be expected to do as a professional, right? Be expected to produce what is necessary for the scene you are constructing. So you can't just make any old lamp. If they need you to make a lamp for your Victorian setting, you can't just be like, I saw this lamp over here, it looks cool, we'll just make that. No, you make the reference that you're given. So in this case, I'm giving you the Street Fighter 5 arcade stick. It looks complicated. Let me point out a few things that you don't really need to worry about. So like, for example here, you can see all these buttons and the joystick here. You're going to make those. This texture, with all of the Street Fighter character with the button control mappings and stuff, that stuff is all on the texture. It doesn't matter. That's not what we're involved in. We're not worried about that, right? So you're just going to make these big buttons, though. The big 8 buttons here and the joystick. And I'll show you, what his example looks like, young Josh Smith from last year. So up here, you can see there's a bunch of other buttons, and this is like an LED display for which controller you are. Blah, blah, blah. I don't really expect you to cut these buttons in. You can if you are, I would like you to just jam 2 small cubes and just push them in. That's it. That's really all you need to do. And then, just take a cylinder or sphere, flatten it down, and then you can use that for this round button. But again, this toggle thing here, not necessary. If you want to cut this in, you don't need to, but cool. These buttons, I don't really care about that much either. So again, it's mostly about the general form and overall shape, because in reality, not in theory, if you were to put this into a game engine, a lot of this stuff would probably actually just be textured on, and we'd use what's called a bump map or a normal map to fake some of these 3D changes on the model. Things like this slight inset where this little raptor scratch thing is. That's all on the texture. You don't need to model that in. This little number thing here, you just texture that on, even if it is in some way inset or raised. You could cutting this in would kind of be a hassle. You don't really need it. You could just throw it on the texture. So anyway, again, we're just going for the general form. So look at the front of this here. See how there's this front lip here, this hard edge? Sorry, I'm trying not to make it waggle back and forth, but it's difficult. And then you can see it comes forward a little bit and then slants down, right? And then flat on the front. So let's take a look at this from the 3/4 view. So you can see there's this forms this front trapezoid shape. Trapezoidal shape. It's not actually, this is a trapezoid. This isn't. It's a 5-sided face. 3, 4, 5. No, it's a hexagon. Okay. It's a stretched out hexagon. Okay. But then also we got on the front here, there's these little vents, right? So we have this shape here. Not vents. I don't think they're actually vents. I think it's just design. So you can see this part is slightly inset underneath this portion, and then this part is flat here. So again, this little thing here with the raptor scratch, same with the one at the top. It would be cool if you could, do a little trapezoid in and, add it in. But again, the general shape is key, because a lot of this stuff you, again, could add in the texture, right? So another big issue, this triangle, right? So let's take a look at this side view angle. So there's this triangle that's cut into this, but you can look at this side here. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-sided, right? So we'll cut this in half here. So you get a trapezoid up here, and then sort of a lopsided just a lopsided quadrilateral across here, and then you just got to cut in a triangle. So I do want to show you guys some baseline, and then you got to take it from here. So again, let's take a look over our example here. This guy got over 100%. I'm just putting that out there. He got like 102%. I gave him a little bonus because he did. Like I said, you don't need to add these, but he did take the time to Boolean in. Oh, he didn't even. Oh, yeah, he might have Booleaned in, maybe. So he cut in like little scratches here. He has a little bar here. He went through the trouble of beveling these so that they're round on the side. Again, if you just take 2 cubes and just push them in, it's fine. He cut in the little toggle switch here. Again, this kid went all out. Little button here. So again, though, if you look at these round, buttons here, this is just a cylinder that he extruded, right? It's a cylinder. You get a couple extrudes to round it out, get the shape going, right? Couple extrudes. This sphere. Take the pivot point, snap it to the top of the cylinder. Then he used a separate cylinder, but you could also just extrude out the bottom of the joystick part and make the flat part that it's resting on. Again, follow your reference. And then here's the front that I was talking about. You have this sharp edge here, right? Then you have sort of this little diagonal lip here on the front, right? And then that, from the inset on the white, cuts down into this front trapezoidal shape. Now, one thing I will point out, which I didn't take too many points, like I said, he got over 100%, so I didn't really harass him too much, but these terminate to nothing. These edges shouldn't even really be here, because this would be, yeah, these should be tied off somewhere. I don't even know if he needs these. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, he wouldn't even. This needs. Okay, yeah. This edge needs to go across here, because then this would be a trapezoid, and then this would be flat. So anyway, minor things. Again, he cut this in. Not necessary. Cool, but not necessary. This, though, so take a look. Again, people are going to probably want to come back and look at this. So making sure I get you guys some nice, good angles on this. So again, just, you got to inset this stuff. Less is more, right? You don't need a ton of edge loops. In fact, I'll show you an example with a bunch of edge loops in a second so you can see how they did well. They got an A, but they got a lower A. And I'm going to point out, you're going to be able to see sort of, what the issues they ran into. Also, on his sides, he did not properly tie off his edges for his triangle, but I'm going to show you that in a second. So we'll sit tight on that. And then let's take a look at this back here. So here's the key thing, folks. So you have this sort of flat section here, then it tapers into a triangle. Triangle, right? So let's take a look at the reference. What's the best view of it? I think it's this one. So you can see how it's flat here. Then you have this edge here. You just take it, snap it to the vertex there, and merge, right? Right here where my mouse is. You can just take this and snap it here, and then you're going to get nice triangle, right? So again, you might want to consider how you get that shape. And again, I will go back to our gentleman's example so that you might be able to get a good grasp of how he achieved the shape that he has here. So again, and I'll click off of it so you can see the hard edges there, right? All right, so let's look at the back here. He rounded this part out. Just cutting a rectangle in is fine. And in fact, I will point out, I think on the bottom, he does not tie off the bottom of these. These should be going to the corners here. So again, not perfect edge flow, but if it works, it works. Okay, you guys are beginner to intermediate level modelers. Okay, when you start trying to go pro, your edge flow stuff, your tied off edge loops is going to matter a lot more, but right now I try not to give you too much grief as long as it's mostly clean. Doesn't need to be perfect, but it's got to be close. And so here, if you look, there's these little bays here. And again, I'm going to flip back over to the reference so that you can see what we're looking at on the bottom here. So there's these little buttons right here. Again, you can just duplicate the ones from up here, rotate them, push them into the back. Great. You got this little bay here. Like I said, just cut it in. This tiny little bay here. And then if we're looking at these little cylinders, right? There's just a cylinder, and then you take both ends of the cylinder, extrude those faces out and scale them, and then extrude again and just extrude them out further. So you can see how, if I zoom in here, I want to give you guys the keys to the castle. Again, I want it to be about you figuring out how to get to this geometry. It's not about trying to make it hard. So here you're seeing, I'm giving you an example so that it's more about how do I get here, right? I don't want to give you how to get there. I want you to figure it out, but I do want you to see the destination, right? So let's talk about this triangle, because this is one that I get a lot of questions about. So let me show you guys just a baseline, how I would get started with this, and then you guys can go from there. So if we're looking at this model, and we're looking at, and taking into account our reference, we're going to start with a generic, just rectangle, right, to build off of. So I'll just take a cube, and we'll pull it up here, bring it over here, right? So let's just loosely block this shape out, right? That's a little much. It's a little much. And again, I am being very loose right now. Because I'm just trying to demo you guys some very basics of this, so I'm not going to be exactly precise. But, okay, so we got this rectangle shape, right? That's like the main, we could see this being this portion right here. So that's where we're starting out at. Just this rectangle right here. So as you can see, we're going to need this little front part come forward, right? Let's go ahead and extrude that. We'll just pull that forward. Switch into our edge mode, right? And then this is going to be making a little slant, right? Then we can just extrude this. Oh, you know what? Hold on before I start messing around with this. The main thing I was trying to show you is the triangle thing. So anyway, we got this shape, right? Let me fix my back end here so you can see I got this shape here. So let me go ahead and extrude. Oh, you know what? I do not want to extrude this. Now I remember. Okay. So we're going to insert an edge loop. And again, I'm just eyeballing. So I'm going to reset my tool here. We'll just do that, right? And then because we'll just pull this edge out like this, right? So far, so good, right? Again, general shape. General shape. So now we got 4 faces on each of our sides, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Let's extrude these. And we're making those little white parts that are on the outside of the main shape. So again, let's remind ourselves of this. So we have these parts now that are separated from this main body. Cool. Alright. We gotta harden edges and stuff, I guess. This edge isn't hard. Okay, so now I'm just gonna grab this face and this face over here. Alright, and I'm gonna extrude And I wish it didn't put the extrude manipulator on this one, but whatever. So I'm going to tap my extrude manipulator and tap on the scale cube so I can scale from the center. And I'm just making this smaller. Now, I'm pretty sure you want to switch to the regular move tool before you do this, but we're going to align this, looking at our reference. This triangle aligns itself more towards the back of this, right? Let's take a look at our side view, right? So let's take a gander over here. Let's bring this all the way back over here, right? Bring it down a touch. Now, if we... All right. So I think this edge, whoops. So here, I'm just going to make a quick adjustment. I think this edge should be slightly farther down than I have it. Also, while I'm here, I'm going to harden this edge. There you go. So now it's really obvious. It's a nice sharp edge. I think this isn't hard either, so let me go ahead and just quickly harden this one up too. And we'll go ahead and harden this bad boy up too. Okay, sure. All right. So for this next part, I got this here, I got this here. What I need to do is take this vertex, I'm on my move tool, hold V, snap it down here, select my verts, merge, right? Now we got a triangle there. Same concept over here. Grab my vert, snap it down, select these both, and let's merge them. Okay, and so now I can take that triangle that I've placed there on both sides and we can push it in. And so let's take a count here. Four-sided face. Four-sided face. Four-sided face. Four-sided face. Another triangle. Four-sided, four-sided. Boom. Yep. Okay. So again, we're from here. You're trying to get there, right? Insert edge loop tool. Multi-cut option set to 2. Doesn't really matter because I'm going to use this loop here. And I think that we want to take these. Oops. Hold on. That's not even why. Let me engage my brain for a second. So we'll take this, extrude, and then we'll scale this in. I think I am legitimately screwing this up right now, though. I am not gonna lie. I might be sending it. Oh, no, I think I'm good. Actually, I think I'm good. Okay. So we'll just, again, select all this. I don't think it's super accurate to size. I will be legit about that. And let's go merge. And then I should be able to grab this and just sort of like scale these apart anyway. Yeah. Because then I just take these and scale them in like that. And then I think you're supposed to take this face. Okay, yeah, I'm not entirely sending it. Come on. I'm on my, come on, buddy. So I'm going to scale this flat on the X, and then and then I extrude, bring it forward. Oh, I might be low-key sending it again. Maybe not. Oh, no, we're chilling. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's enough for most of you guys to get started. So, I'm going to stop it there because otherwise I'm going to just sit here and just be gnawing on what do I do next. So, you guys got it from here, I am hoping. So, good luck. Have fun. Again, your grade is on your approximation of the form. The closer you can get to the general shape. So again, these main things like, are you getting this shape in that I was trying to build in? Do you have these little vents cut in? Do you have this appropriately notched and such, so where it has like these little drops here? Do you have this extra side piece? Because I see a lot of people where this starts just straight up like it's all one piece here. They don't even have like the sides as separated piece. So by size, someone asked me if it would be accurate to the size. I mean, size is relative in here. So basically it's just like you'll be graded on your accuracy to your proportions to the actual model. However big, like if you want to work on this model and it'd be like huge, like in here, that is totally fine. That size does not matter. Can you access the finished model for reference? No, but what I will do is I'll give you guys some screenshots of the topology, and that's what I can make available to you. So what I mean is I'll take some pictures of it in default. Here, I'll put a white Lambert on it because I think that'll make it easier. And then I'll take some pictures with wireframe unshaded on. That's the best I can do, is I'll give you some of this stuff. Yeah, it's like size is relative, right? So it's whatever size you end up making it in Maya, you know? I don't know if I've mentioned this too much, but I always encourage you to build big in Maya. I know I sometimes work kind of small, but the Maya unit values on things that you set tend to be relative to the size of the scene. So if you work bigger, the smaller numbers are actually more fine because they're working over a larger distance, if that makes any sense. Can you zoom in again? Sure. Like I said, I'm going to put some screenshots up to make this available for you. So if you're trying to get pictures right now, don't worry about it. I'm going to put some pictures up for you so that you can take a look at this. And again, this isn't exactly perfect, but this is damn good, right? So that's why I'm showing it to you. It's not. There's a couple things that I pointed out to you where these edges don't terminate to things. His bottom doesn't have edges terminated and stuff. It's not flawless, but it's very good, right? So that's why we're looking at it. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. I'm going to stop recording that now.